Welcome to B2B with Randy and Craig, where we speak to local entrepreneurs and learn about their journey. Tell me when you're ready. All right. Welcome to B2B with Randy and Craig, where we discuss the rise, the falls, and
the kick.
Yep. Family show. We're not doing that. Hey, I'm Randy.
One of these days.
Never.
I'm Craig from That's a Wrap Productions.
And we have with us today Darlene Fallis from Rocka Vodka.
Rocka Vodka.
We got a question for you. Why vodka?
Because it's the vodka that rocks.
I love it. That's a good answer. Interview over.
Yeah, all right, that's enough from me.
No, so seriously, how did you find yourself being a distiller of my favorite beverage?
I'm so glad you went to that gala and looked at that vodka and said, what the hell am I going to drink tonight?
Right.
And what a surprise, huh?
What a surprise. That's a true story.
Really?
So I'm going to tell them real quick how this came to be. I went to a gala for Nobody Moves. That Rob Esposito. The vodka that they were serving was Rocka Vodka, D. Snyder.
Okay.
Because he was involved in the book.
Right.
I walk up to the bar. I'm a vodka drinker. I went to order my normal vodka, which I will not say the brand. And when they said that all they have is this, I turned to my wife. I go, what the hell is this? I took one, and I drink vodka on the rocks. Phenomenal.
Now,
smooth, delicious,
I am
great
not
stuff.
normally a vodka drinker. I normally...
That makes a lot of sense.
It does.
That tells a lot of things about you now.
So I'm curious about that. So
But you are a repeat offender, I call that.
I am.
Yes, he is. But we are going to try some vodka today.
Yes.
But before we try the vodka,
Yes.
I'll tell you the story.
tell us the story.
Yeah.
Tell us your story, the story, because remember, we want to hear the story behind it, but we love the entrepreneurial journey.
Yeah. So my brother, Bobby Fallis, is a very big creator.
Yes.
He has over 180 patents and trademarks.
Anything we know?
Things...
You don't want to say.
He's already sold them. We
Got
have
it.
different,
Gotcha.
for our auctions that we do. So Bobby comes out of wholesale liquidation. I come out of travel, meetings, and events. And during COVID, we started working together because travel got slow. And his entrepreneurship really started.
His mind doesn't stop.
His mind doesn't stop. Like you said before, you didn't sleep all night thinking
Right.
about things to do. And I'm sitting in my little office one day inside our 11,000 square foot warehouse where we do auctions, wholesale
In Plainview.
liquidation in Plainview.
Right.
And he comes in, he says, I got this name came to me. I want you to incorporate it, .com it. We'll see-
Everything it.
Everything it. I said, all right, what's the name? He said, Rocka Vodka.
Rocka Vodka.
Rocka Vodka.
I like it.
I said, okay. I don't think anything of it. I'm doing my stuff.
He says do it, you do it.
Yeah.
His mind's
Shoot.
going a million miles an hour.
Yeah. He makes some money so that I can sign the checks and pay people.
Perfect.
Right?
Hopefully a little bit goes in your pocket too.
Nice relationship.
God willing, one day. So 2 weeks later, he comes back. He says, look, I got the trademark. I got everything. I guess we have to make a vodka.
That's called doing it backwards.
Yes, we are. If you want to say that. And somebody told us that the other day from Old Glory Bank.
Yeah.
You guys know Old Glory Bank? They said, you guys did everything backwards. And Bobby and I looked at each other and said, yeah, we did.
So he thought of
did.
the name first, then he had to go find a producer, I would assume.
Yeah.
But the producer they found is not around the corner. You got to hear. No.
So Bobby and a bunch of his friends did a road trip, and they went to the Finger Lakes. They went to places on Long Island to see about distilleries.
And that would probably be mostly potato vodka if that was the case. I would assume Long Island.
However, there was one guy that was making it out of hand sanitizer. Now remember,
That's probably what I've been drinking all these years. That's why I'm losing my mind.
we're in the middle. We're in the middle of COVID, okay? Because this was 2021. So by the time everything got in place, it was August, September 2021. And my brother said, what is those
So he was
trucks
converting the hand sanitizer into vodka?
Now, he had some friends with him, and they all looked at each other like...
This is not the vodka we want.
So Scorpio from Grandmaster Flash, if anybody knows him, was with him. And suffice to say that...
That's not the company we went with.
No.
So we also have a technology company, and our partner said, my uncle has a friend in Madrid that has a distillery. So everybody in Madrid, Spain. So they got on the plane, went to the distillery, and that's where the magic has happened for Rocca Vodka.
Wow.
Let's talk about this. It's not a potato vodka. It's a
grape vodka,
So it's a grape vodka, Moroccan grapes.
Spanish Tempranillo grape.
I didn't
a hell
even
of a
know
grape.
that you can make vodka from
Yeah,
grapes.
there
You can make
is
vodka
one.
from anything. You can make it from
Yeah.
hand sanitizer. We just learned.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter. You got something. You can make it into
that's
vodka.
true. It's true.
Wow.
Ciroc is also made with grapes.
But you have a special edge to Rocca Vodka. It's not. It's a great vodka, but it's more than that. You've put icons
Yes.
on certain bottles.
Yes.
Like I know that the event I was at was Dee. Wow! Look at that. Thank God it's empty. The event I was at was Dee Snider, but this is from Sopranos.
Yes, that's Joe Ganascoli. He played Vito on The Sopranos, and you'll notice there's pool sticks on the side.
Yep. On
And
either
that was
side.
how he met his death.
Yes, on the show.
On the show.
On the show.
Yes. And Joe is very much alive and out here in Long Island.
We'll have to have him on and drink with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The best revenge is success.
Yes.
Goes along with our.
Yeah.
Which one do you have? You have Dee Snider?
I have the Dee Snider version.
Look at this one.
Look at that.
This is Lennox
Huh?
Lewis.
Yes, this one will be on the shelves in the next month. We did a big launch in New York City with Lennox in October. Yes.
So what other celebs do we have?
Well, I think something for New York and for the world that is going to be very important is going to be this one that I showed you yesterday, which is going to be and this is the first time this is being announced, so I'm really excited. This is our Tunnel to Towers bottle, and this is going to be, we hoping by Memorial Day out on shelves.
That's awesome.
And we are giving back $5 per bottle sold, whether it's to a bar or restaurant or individually.
So let's understand this. The product is labeled with the Tunnel to Tower logo.
Yes.
For every bottle sold, in what month did you said it's hitting the shelves?
We're hoping for May.
So starting in May, every bottle sold, you're giving back $5 to Tunnel. That is. I mean,
It's incredible.
That's incredible. Not only is it a great vodka, but what a terrific cause. I mean,
yeah.
But I'm noticing something here. This bottle is clear.
Yes.
And these bottles are black.
Yes.
Why is that?
So,
Good question, Craig.
good question, Craig. So, bars, not so much for bars, but restaurants and catering halls, not everybody wants a bottle that has a celebrity on it.
Right.
And we want the focus to be on our vodka.
On the brand.
Not
on the drink.
necessarily who's on the bottle. Those are great.
Right.
Because everybody loves
They're special.
They're
They're special.
special. And everybody loves to collect. But this bottle, the clear, which is more elegant, has a sexy appeal. People absolutely love this bottle.
It says rock and roll.
Yeah, it says a lot, but it also can sit nicely on a shelf
Yes.
in a catering hall.
And I like that the bottle at the bottom is engraved with
all
the.
of
With
that.
the so where's
Yeah.
the bottle from?
So our bottles
Overseas? Got
come
it.
in from overseas,
And you're bottling in.
Long Island, and soon to be in Florida.
Wow.
Nice,
You guys are
nice.
So
everywhere.
we've come pretty far. And one thing I was amiss of not telling you was in our first 6 months of selling in
Read what
2023,
those are. What kind of awards are
we
those?
won 8 awards. There's
Wow.
6 listed on
That's
here.
8 more than you've won.
That's
In our first 6 months of being live selling, we won San Francisco awards. We won double gold, silver. We won one for Dee's packaging.
Right.
So that's
Are
that's
these
a testament.
celebs? They're involved. I mean, I got to imagine Dee Snider's not going to put his name on something if he doesn't love the product.
Well,
for
Dee
example.
doesn't drink.
Well, somebody in his family must have. Well, that's
and
awesome.
Dee happens to be a family friend. And Bobby approached him as our first celebrity.
that's
Terrific.
awesome. of him.
And, as being the kind, wonderful man that he is, he said yes.
So
So,
you guys are constantly. I guess I see you make coolers as well.
Cans.
yes.
Tell us about this.
So what you're holding there is our, these are RTDs. They are pure cocktails. Guys, these have no seltzer. Ladies, especially. They have no seltzer
Listen to
and
this.
they have no malt.
Right.
They're 7% sparkling cocktail, and they are
And they're delicious. They are delicious. By the way, it's very early in the morning, and I am drinking. What flavor is this?
You're drinking a Rocca Colada, which is pineapple,
That's the one
coconut, and white pepper.
This is good. Well, I just cranked out of the can.
Yeah,
This is delicious.
I'm not touching that one.
No, I
now.
don't blame it, but this
So
is delicious.
I'm about to try Rockabilly's. What's
Rockabilly is orange, ginger, and cinnamon.
Ooh.
And I have to say that has probably been our #1 seller.
How is it? Delicious,
that's really
7%
smooth.
alcohol.
7% alcohol, 2 drinks in a
Can.
can.
So, where can I find these cans?
These
today?
you can find them if you go onto our website, rockavaca.com. We have a locator map. And
Got it.
You can just.
But it's available on Long Island.
It's available on Long Island, yes.
Got it.
Yes.
It's
Was
delicious.
there a moment? I'd seen your brand start really getting out there. Was there a moment that you said, like, "Wow, people are starting to take notice of my brand"? Was there an aha moment for you?
Actually, this morning when you said, I remember you from the famous food festival.
There you go. And you're the champ of so it's a big deal to be recognized by you. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So what is the business plan now? So you guys have this brand.
Remember, we're working backwards here, Randy.
That's why I'm
okay?
asking that.
Okay.
For all you're going to tell me, you know what? We're already sold the company.
I'm working 2 years on that business plan, and
love
every minute Bobby comes in and there's something changed. Last night we finalized 2 of our Daytona 500 winners.
That's terrific. And who
So-
are the? Can you share?
I can share.
Who is it?
Both are signed. And we're going for our third one, which that
You
one
can't share.
I cannot
Right.
share.
Okay.
Our first one is Jeff Bodine,
There you go.
amazing New Yorker.
Love
Right.
it.
Has raced here on Long Island many, many times.
Nice.
Riverhead, Islip, Freeport, if anybody remembers Freeport Speedway.
Of course, remember.
Yeah, and
I always remember Raceway Park. That's what they would say like that.
yeah.
Right?
And then the second driver is Ernie Irvine.
Wow.
Nice.
Yes.
If you're just tuning in to B2B with Randy and Craig on WBAB 102.3, we are sitting with Darlene Fallis, owner of Rockavaca. And
Doesn't he do that so good?
Yeah.
I love
he's
saying it.
Gotta
very
throw
good
in
at
at the end of that the vodka that rocks.
the vodka,
The
that
vodka
rocks.
and it
Yeah.
does. Well, let's see if it rocks. Can we're going to
Yeah.
sample. Are you going to join us? Awesome.
We're doing
So what I'm gonna do-
You don't
shots
drink your
at
own
6:30
product,
in the
who are you?
morning, folks. Here we
Hey,
go.
look, this is what makes if Howard Stern can do it, we can do it. So, I got to tell you again, if you're a vodka drinker,
Right.
or a collector, this is the answer.
Yeah.
Because number one, you have unique bottles for collections. Number two, from a taste standpoint, you're going to see this vodka is smooth.
Really?
It's smooth. You're
Okay.
gonna you look. You like the sparkling.
I do. I really
Well,
do.
it's not sparkling. Though.
No, it's not.
not. I said it.
Very
It
light.
has a sparkling water to it.
Ah.
There you go. So, but when I was at your office, you also told me that these cans are now going to switch to thin cans. You know how all
Yes,
the
yes.
seltzers, not that this is seltzer, but they're
Correct.
moving to that can. So it fits nicely on the shelf.
What is now? Randy generally has $1 million question, right? And I'm bringing out $1 million question today. Is now if you're going out
Before we
to a bar,
drink,
right,
let him
and
ask.
you're not drinking vodka, right? What's your drink of choice?
My drink of choice
Correct.
is a Moscato.
Ooh,
There you go.
Moscato.
I would say if it's not vodka, I'm not drinking it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I would say.
Sorry?
If it's not rockin' vodka, I'm not drinking it.
There you go. We better rewind that so my brother doesn't hear me say that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. That's true. We'll rewind it. We'll cut it out.
L'chaim?
You know what? When that comes on the radio, talk to him. Right when that comes on, hey, here's to a successful year.
Thank you, guys.
That is good.
Ooh.
That is good. You just drank it on the rocks, and you don't drink it on the rocks.
No, I never drink vodka straight because it generally makes me go, ugh. Like rubbing alcohol.
Yes.
I don't like.
Not this.
No, this is actually very smooth.
We should have put the camera right in your face.
Sure,
You didn't
right
make
in
any
the-
face.
here we
You
go,
didn't
here
do
we go.
anything. You look at.
There's no face.
Yeah, no face. It's
There's no
delicious.
face.
No, that's the most important thing. Before we got out into the stores and everything, and we started to do our tastings, and we spent a lot of money in the marketing, Rockavaca hats, Rockavaca shirts, and all kinds of things. I would video people
Tasting it.
tasting it. And I told you a story of what happened to us in Sweden. Didn't I tell you that story?
No, I don't think you did, but tell me.
Oh, well, we have sponsored a number of heavy metal rock concerts in Sweden. And a lady came over in the VIP, and Bobby and I was sitting there and talking. And she said, I'm going to go get a drink. And she came back, and she had a vodka from the VIP thing. And it was Rockavaca. And we didn't say anything.
You didn't say
He
anything.
didn't say anything.
And in talking, she had told us that she had been a very high level person at the #1 vodka, which is produced in Sweden.
Right.
Absolute.
Absolute's #1 vodka?
Well,
Yeah,
at one point it
At
was.
one point,
Yeah.
And she, I said, "Oh, I can't wait for you to try that vodka." I went into the thing, and I said, "May I video you?" And she said, "Of course you can video me." I videoed her, and I waited for the face because
No
you
face.
always wait for the face.
Right.
Right.
But there is never a face when it comes to Raka Vodka.
Smooth.
Very smooth.
And she said to me, you can post this anywhere you want, but not Sweden Facebook.
I love it.
That's funny.
Right.
And I never
But
posted
that's a big deal.
That's a big deal. And those are the testimonials that we get all the time because there is no face.
Where does someone who's listening to us now, what's the website that they can go and see the products and see all the wonderful things that you've produced?
www.rakavaca. And
Spell
that's
it.
ROCAVAKA.com.
Is there a
Very
phone
good.
number or we go online? That's it.
You can go online. You can call 631-333-0073.
So I'm going to say if you're a bar, if you're a restaurant, if you're a liquor store, if you're a homeowner and you love vodka, you must visit this site. You must talk about distribution. This product should be on the shelves in every local liquor store, restaurant. Product is fantastic. When is the bottle going to be clear? When is that out?
That's out.
That's available
It's already
now.
available.
That should be, we brought it to our distributor last month, so that should be on
So the next
shelves
vodka
now.
will be B2B.
B2B
with
vodka.
Randy and Craig vodka.
We can do that.
I love it.
So what makes us different than anybody else is we can customize anything. Anything that can go, you want to put on a label?
You could do it.
Listen, guys, anybody has a wedding coming up and you want to do 500 bottles.
I'm feeling
wait
We
a
can do
second.
it.
That's a
You want to give a
really-
gift. If there's a car company, an insurance company, a bank.
Crossroads.
We-
Hello.
we-
If you're a real estate agent, if you're,
Yes.
custom, do you engrave on the bottles or just put the label on the
Well,
bottles?
you'll notice the new ones are
Have it. I love that.
engraved on the
Right.
bottle.
Right.
On the bottom. But anything can be done,
Love it.
you know.
That's great to know. That's great to know.
That's what's great about us. And another thing I wanted to bring out, as we talked about the tunnel to towers, we support.
You see, I almost got killed, but
I did. I'm
but That's a whole
sorry.
different conversation.
Sorry.
No, it's not your fault. It's the
Send it
shelf
to the
unit. We gotta
insurance
kid.
company.
We got to get away from my kid. That's what we got to do. But anyway,
We are always willing to go out and do events. So if anybody is listening right now,
tastings.
if you have a nonprofit organization that you're looking for somebody to come in and add a little something different to your event, please call me.
Absolutely. And where did they reach you? What's the number again?
My number I'll give you is 516-698-3484. You could call me directly.
I love it.
There's a wonderful event coming up right around the corner at Cradle of Aviation on April 3rd for Life's Work.
Huh.
I don't know
What's
if you
Life's
did-
Work? What is it?
Life's Work is an organization that supports young adults that have disabilities, and they have group homes. Actually, Geraldo,
Like the AHRC, something like that?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
and
wonderful.
Geraldo Rivera started it with the lady that has the newspaper on Long Island. Why can't I?
Schweppes,
Vicky Schweppes.
Dan's and all them, right?
Yes.
Right.
And
That's wonderful.
That event is right here at Cradle of Aviation
So
on April
how
3rd.
Are there tickets to buy? You
There are
just show-
tickets you can buy. Yeah, I don't know any of the information. They just emailed
I
me
guess
yesterday.
you go to Cradle of Aviation
Yeah.
in Garden City. You can find
Life's
it.
Work.
Right.
But we do organizations like that all the time. Sometimes I'm out doing tastings with my Raka Vodka ladies 3-4 times a week.
Love it.
So
We
who
will
do
give
you
back to anybody.
Who would you currently have? Dee Snider. You have the
Lennox Lewis.
Yeah. Who else would you love to see on the vodka bottle
Besides you.
Besides myself, and I'm
Makes a
gonna
great
ask my follow up question is, what song would you say is your favorite rock song to drink to?
Favorite rock. Oh,
Anything
guys,
yeah.
that is really easy. There's a tie. All right, so give me a couple of drinks and I'm up there
Well,
singing.
we can do that.
Sweet Home Alabama,
Okay.
Sweet Home.
and Freebird.
And
Those are my
Freebird.
two songs.
Okay.
Those are my
Okay.
karaoke songs.
And who would you like to see on the
Who would I
bottle?
like to see on the bottle? Our next venture probably will be with a country artist.
Yeah, it makes sense. The country's hot.
Yeah.
So I have to ask you. We started out. We were talking, and we got distracted because the product. You could talk about it forever, but your entrepreneurial journey changed during COVID.
Yes.
You had a pivot. So, and you had a soft landing. it appears, which is fantastic. But emotionally, how is that as an entrepreneur? You spent your whole career building
my travel company.
Your travel company.
Yeah.
And I know you had offices overseas, you were telling me. So COVID comes, the world changes, and you pivot. As an entrepreneur, I know you got to have thick skin to do that. But tell me about that emotion and that drive and staying focused.
So I'm going to share my brother's focus on that, and then I can share mine. But it's important that Bobby's creativity shines through this, because when his mind doesn't stop, and he's always coming up with something new. And it's not just a money-making thing. That's not just what it is, because trust me, he's put a lot of money into this, and we're going to see the returns one day.
Right,
soon.
he knows the long game.
Yes,
I've sat with him.
That's what we're hoping for, is the long game. We want to put out a good product. What was
a great product,
an amazing, I mean, we have a premium superior vodka, and we've been told by many people. But the desire and where we're going is a day-to-day thing, because his mind never stops.
Right.
And there's always something else being added. Or great people like yourself come to me.
Thank you.
I was telling Randy and Ron the other day, we get 2 to 3 people a day come to me and say, how can I work with you?
Yeah, and you have to be able to filter them out. Because everybody wants to work with you.
Everybody wants a piece.
You need to figure it out. Right.
Yeah.
And you got to be careful. You give them piece here, piece there. There's no piece left for you.
You need to surround yourself with people that have the same vision and same excitement, that you can trust, and that you not just see that in positivity, but you see value in them.
Yes.
What are they gonna do to help me? Because help is, can be mean a lot of different things.
Well, a lot of people have their hands out right away.
Right.
And this is a grassroots effort. If you sat in their facility, you would see the passion that went behind this product. And look, I haven't been to many distilleries in my life. I've been east out on the island, here and there, toured a lot of the larger brands, and it's very sterile when you're speaking to them. I'm on a tour. I mean, what do you say? When you speak to your brother, when you speak to you, it's a passion for the product, a passion for quality. It's the relationships they have that I found with these icons that are representing the brand, which is incredible. This is a different journey than other journeys that we've spoken about in the past, and I think it's amazing. And what I'm taking from this is, don't be afraid to pivot. You're never too old as an entrepreneur to start over.
You never know where it's going to start from, the inspiration it's going to come from.
Yes.
All right?
I'm going to guarantee so here's something real quick, and we're running out of time. Your brother and I have a similar past.
Yes.
We both worked at the flea market.
Yes.
Which is a special...
We've all worked at the flea market.
Well, we all worked there. You did
me
too. We worked at, we were yelling, barking at people.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's that kind of guy. He's a Roosevelt Aqueduct, flea market guy. He's going a million miles an hour. But the passion he has for this, the passion you have for this, when I sat in the office with them to come in here and we sample it, you see. This is not a money grab. This is building a quality product that'll be, carry on long after. Anyway, so tell me your website one more time before we wrap up.
www.rockavaca.com. And Rockavaca is spelled ROCA. V as in Victor, AKA.com.
And for anybody listening right now, I got to tell you, it's not bad for breakfast. It wasn't so bad. It worked out for me. Anyway, Craig, take us out.
So, from Randy and Craig, from B2B with Randy and Craig, that's a wrap.
Thank you for tuning in to B2B with Randy and Craig. Looking forward to hanging with you next week.